Lauren, you're sat watching the football. This ad comes on. What's going on in your head?
So before I answer this, I came on one of your very first episodes of Advertisers Watch Ads, and I absolutely slated the Just Eat ad with Snoop Dogg, and I very much eat my words on that because that ad stuck in my head for ages, and that did somebody say just eat?
Yeah, because that's why it's still running.
It sticks. Like, it really sticks.
Yeah.
So I kind of think that was actually way more memorable than this. Like, when I first watched this, first of all, I didn't realise that Just Eat had gone orange. I was like, is it something to do with... I thought it was something to do with sponsoring the Dutch football team. That was my first take. I mean, I'm not a football fan, but... and then I was like, I guess you totally get that it's tied in with Euros. I get it. I thought Eric Cantona was a bit of a strange choice, but that was mainly my perception of who I thought Just Eat would be targeting. I would imagine they're targeting a much younger audience, and therefore is Eric Cantona a bit too old? I mean, he's not old, but...
How about you, Sam? Cantona too old? Wrong choice? Good ad? Bad ad?
He's clearly fallen on hard times, hasn't he?
He must be going through a divorce.
As has Virgil van Dijk, because he pops up in it as well, and which again is... two of my most favourite things in the world are football and takeaway, so this should be right up my street.
And was it?
And it is coming home, people. So it should be, but there's just too much going on for me. I think if you take, you sit in telly, you're watching it, you get that they sponsor the Euros, it gets you fired up about the Euros. It's a better ad for me than the McDonald's one, actually, because I guess it's talking about two things that appeal. But there's a lot of vignettes, there's a lot of stuff going on. I agree the Cantona thing is weird. The Virgil van Dijk thing is even weirder for me. I mean, I've overthought this, people, and I know you shouldn't, but is it because he's Dutch and they play in orange and Just Eat is orange? I don't know. It's a strange
now you've got me thinking that there is some Dutch team tie-up here. Now
and there's also at the beginning, the players that come out have got names on their backs that don't mean... It kind of... I found myself overanalyzing a little bit, which I'm sure none of you would do. But I just... This is going to divide the room, definitely. But for me, celebrity endorsement is the laziest form of advertising. I think short-term gain for potential long-term. Eric Cantona could go out and do something ridiculous tomorrow, and so I'm not a massive fan of using celebrities in advertising.
I feel like,
as I say, there'll be some of you there going, you're wrong, but just my personal view.
Eric Cantona is a bit like, how Vinnie Jones was a footballer and is now a kind of actor. It's that kind of vibe of is he acting or is it himself? It's just this weird hybrid role that you can't
and he does the whole it's not for me. But
and what do you think about the majority of the Euros ads that you've seen? Because my take is that all these brands are getting, right, we're sponsoring the Euros, we've got to do a football ad.
Yeah.
So there's the delivery guy pedaling, and they make a transition across to someone running on the pitch.
Yeah.
And then there's a car ad where the wheel's like a football.
Yeah.
And I feel that almost... people aren't marketing anymore because everyone's doing a football translation. So when you're watching a football and you see those ads, you cease to... It's not standing out.
It just becomes like wallpaper, doesn't it? There's no kind of original take on it. Like that could have been a lot stronger. To your point, I agree about the celebrity endorsement. Why aren't they looking into grassroots football or that the people that are going to get a Just Eat at the end? I
think, and you talked about the Snoop Dogg one, but I think what that did that this didn't, despite the fact he was a celebrity, it was showing you the kind of, to get all marketing wanky on you for a minute, it was showing you the higher order benefit of the enjoyment of a takeaway, whereas that focuses more on the actual delivery of the takeaway, which is not the sexy bit, right? The sexy bit is back to the McDonald's thing, the payoff. Like when you get the takeaway and the football's on, and they would have been better starting with the Cantona delivery and then using him in a different way, showing them. I don't know. Everyone's a creative, right? But I just focused on. We all know Just Eat deliver food.
They've highlighted the delivery. Delivering a pizza to a bold dude on his own in his house.
They've done a lot of social cut downs and lots of short videos. I had a look on Twitter and it's they've obviously got him, which is great, but I don't think they've utilised him, or there's no. It's just quite wooden, it's just quite dry questions.
So what should they have done? What's the obvious improvement? What would have made this ad 50% better with a
not having Eric Cantona?
Not having Cantona. Who would you had at the end?
I probably would have had some
me. I'm a Man United fan. That hurts me, but I agree with you.
I think they could have I think they could have gone down the kind of Sunday football, like five-a-side type, like real people. I don't think they necessarily needed that celebrity.
The one thing now the restrictions are lifted, this Euros has done for us, is we can get back together and watch football. And I maybe would have focused on that as the payoff with a takeaway pizza rather than the build up to it being delivered.
But it doesn't really matter, right? If you've got a delivery ad before and during the football, is that not enough? Is that just awareness, just to get people to think, right, I'm going to go to Just Eat versus straight to...
Absolutely.
Is any ad a good ad at this stage?
That sends us down a whole other rabbit hole of how a takeaway brand should use media versus... what's your objective? We don't know what Just Eat's objective is. It might be exactly that. If it's brand fame, tick. It depends if there's a call to action. Do you want somebody to go and do something from it, doesn't it?
Whereas I think they're becoming a bit, I don't know, my take on it is like they're becoming a bit of a forgettable takeaway service versus Deliveroo. Deliveroo is the one that everyone's talking about. So maybe they have to do something like get a big name in to leverage off that.
And so what is the takeout here? Like, if you suddenly get jobs as the joint CMO of...
I doubt it after today, but...
Maybe not. But what would you be doing? It's the World Cup in 2 years, 1 year? I've lost count a bit. Like, what would be your approach to using a sponsorship? And that must have cost them so much cash to be the delivery sponsor for the Euros. How would you be briefing your teams to take advantage of something like that?
I guess if they want to go really as specific as football, like who are the emerging talent or who's the emerging players, like not who was great 30 years ago, 25 years ago. That's the route they should be going down. Look forward, not back. Yeah.
But is Cantona like a sensible, quite cheap choice because maybe they can't afford? Like by the time they've spent 50 million on a sponsorship, there's not much spare change left over.
He's such a divisive character as well. He's, you do love him or hate him. It's a strange choice. I think Just Eat is a strong brand with a good story. I don't think they need that celebrity endorsement. I think the sponsorship, leveraging the sponsorship on its own, it is enough. And to Lauren's point, grassroots football
So, personal question. Tonight, football, where are you going to get your takeaway from and who you're going to use to order it?
Probably Deliveroo. And I'll be at home. I'm on a 4:30 train to get back up to Yorkshire. I'm going 2-0. 2-0 England.
2-0 England.
Funny enough, our delivery choice has been discussed in the family WhatsApp. Right. We're going direct from Domino's. Direct from Domino's.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. Votes. Hands up if you like the Just Eat ads. We have a winner in McDonald's.